Because there is no other place to be. Goodbye, third quarter, hello NCTV. The bell rings and the students fill the hall. It's time for spring break, we all hear the call. Because there is no other place to be. Goodbye, third quarter, hello NCTV.
Hello, my name is Katelyn Cooper.
And I'm Brandon.
And welcome to NCTV.
Our first story today was done by a group in one of Mr. Madzey's AVP2 classes. It's about the Art Symposium going on right now at the Event Center.
High school students from across the state of Wyoming are coming to this state art show to obtain scholarships for their future. And hopefully they'll see a piece of artwork that's as good as me.
When looking for pieces that are ready to go to the Art Symposium, we try and select students who have worked very diligently and showed a lot of improvement throughout their process. We also look for students who are using the elements and principles of design effectively, so this means having a full range of value, going from light to dark, making objects go from being flat two-dimensional shapes to having three-dimensional form and volume, and looking for creative problem solving. So in terms of ideation, do they have an idea? Are they trying to develop a concept, and are they effectively communicating that concept? We highly recognize students who have also worked from life or from observation, meaning they have drawn or painted or replicated an object that it sits right in front of them as it exists in space. The Wyoming High School Art Symposium is such a special show because it lets students from Natrona County see how they stack up against other schools from around the state of Wyoming. What makes it also enjoyable is that students, if they're a senior and have a breadth of body of work, they're eligible to apply for a scholarship that will be awarded to them from the Art Symposium, and they can use it at any college of their choosing.
If you didn't have an opportunity to see the Art Symposium yet, it's going to be going on until 4 p.m. today and also 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. tomorrow.
Now before we move on to our next story, here's today's trivia question.
What is the name of Spencer Maple's short film in the film festival? Pay extra special attention to this next story because it will have the answer in it if you look out for it. And today's winner will be winning a kite, so answer in the live chat before the end of the video today.
Speaking of our next story, it's about the film festival that's going to be going on next week.
Event is so important for so many reasons. I mean, it teaches you, how to be creative. It lets you be creative, which is awesome. I think every kid has a creative and artistic spirit.
Last year, when I came to this festival and met Lance Madzey for the first time, I was thoroughly amazed at the amount of talent that I saw on the big screen. I was just beaming with pride seeing the amount of quality. A good portion of the films that I had seen last year are stuff that would be unquestionably seen on IFC or even on Netflix.
Film festival basically started in my classroom, and that was the second or third year I was teaching. And we just kind of did some experimentals just for fun, and a parent came in. She really enjoyed herself, and she's like, you should show these to the whole public. And I was like, okay. And then we started doing them in the auditorium and at the local theaters. And that I think is really important, because for a student to see their work that they've just been doing on one of these computers up on a 50-foot by 30-foot high screen, it's a big deal. It's difficult for us to take a field trip of students over to Hollywood, so we bring Hollywood here. The judges that come in are past students of mine, like Lucas Lee Graham. He's a cinematographer. In the past few days, he's been working on Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which I think is really cool. Harrison Sweeney, he just landed a job doing the voiceover for Jabba the Hutt and Darth Vader. He's doing both characters. It opened up the festival to more than just Kelly Walsh and NC this year. We did get some from Cody, which is awesome, and they did some incredible work. It'll be fun. It's going to be magical.
My film is called Checked Out. It is about a guest who shows up to a hotel in the middle of the night, and things just kind of get weird and go downhill from there.
So the film I entered in the fest this year is called Imminent, and it was an experimental film on what it feels like to have an anxiety attack.
I got my inspiration from lots of different horror movies. One of the ones that I recently saw that I wanted to try and get like a similar feel for was 10 Cloverfield Lane and like things like that.
So filming this was very different from what I've ever done in the past, just because when you're filming an experimental you have a lot more options for what you're going to do, both visually, and we did a lot of different things with sound as well.
There wasn't really like direct inspiration from it. It was kind of just me being into really weird films, and I really wanted to make a weird film this year since it's my last year here.
I think the biggest difficulty was we filmed on location at a hotel, and so for that we had to do a lot of the shots at like really late at night, so the lobby would be empty.
Well, it's kind of nerve-wracking at first because you know everybody's going to see it, so you can't just kind of make something mediocre. You have to make something like actually worth seeing. So there's kind of a lot of pressure on you at first to make something good, but it's usually really fun. Well, we use a lot of fisheye lens just because it makes things look kind of distorted and strange, and I don't know, we did a lot of weird things for this film. It's kind of hard to explain unless you see it, but a lot of strange things.
I tried to like actually focus on cinematography and things, and I try to improve the actual visual aspect of it as well as the script. I know because of the film festival I've had a lot more confidence in my filmmaking skills. Because of it I've been able to know that like what I do, like my creativity is actually like is useful. Like I'm able to make things that I like, and that like if others like it, it's cool, but it just has given me kind of a channel to let my creativity go through.
But to have this at your fingertips and to be able to really explore your artistic spirit and it being embraced by the school and it's amazing. I mean, it's awesome. I wish I had had that when I was your age.
Tickets for the film festival are on sale now and are $5 a piece. We only have 25 tickets left here, but there will be 100 sold at the door. So if you want a ticket, you can come down here and get one, or go at 7 p.m. at the Rialto to the Fox to do it. Alrighty, so our next story is going to be about the Next Up book sale in the weekend at the library, and there are going to be some interesting people to tell you about that. My name's Katelyn Cooper, and I am here today at Neshawada County Public Library. On April 23rd and 24th, there's going to be a book sale where you can get books from all different kinds of genres, including audiobooks and DVDs, such as the first season of Friends, and a lot of other kind of audiobooks and DVDs as well, including new releases such as If I Stay by Gail Foreman, as well as books by C.J. Box and James Patterson. There's pretty much something for everybody here.
So the Friends of the Library offer a book sale every quarter, basically every season. The upcoming one is the spring sale. It's usually on the weekend, 2 days, 1 day depending. The spring one is going to be 2 days on the 23rd and 24th. And basically they sell books, puzzles, books for all ages, as well as DVDs, and everything's under $2.
The book sales, we have 4 of them a year, and they support the library and literacy in the community.
The spring book sale is a little more complicated this year. They have an early bird book sale on the 21st that 50 people can come in before anybody else and kind of skip the lines and get to look through all the items before anybody else does and get the really good stuff. And then they have the general sale on the 23rd and 24th of April, and that's for anyone who can come in and browse their collection and buy whatever they see. They're also featuring a silent auction this year.
Silent auction will be Sunday from 1 to 4. And what we've done is we have priced these books. We've looked up the lowest internet price for any one of the books. And then we set our starting bids at 1/4 of that or less. And so, for example, this book, the lowest price was $35, and its starting bid is $7.50. And so these will be available for those 3 hours out there, and there are some very unique and rare items that we'll put out there.
As well as the Edible Book Fest is coming back, and so they'll have an Edible Book Fest where members of the public can come and make some kind of edible item that's related to some book that they like, and there's prizes awarded for that and everything, and that's on Saturday as well, on the 23rd of April.
There have been some really creative projects with the Edible Book Fest as well. And so we do that. We donate to Wyoming Reads. We take items to the community, for example, to the nursing homes and that sort of thing. We also provide all the food for the activities for the library for the year. So if you come to the young adult book club that they have, if you do that and they buy you coffee at Metro, that's the Friends of the Library that pay for those food items as well, or cookies at an event or something like that.
A lot of the books, the Friends get our donations from just members of the community. Sometimes the library donates old books to them as well. They have everything from nonfiction to fiction, children, teens, and just they kind of collect anything that's donated and then just sell them back to the community for a really great price. A lot of them are new. They actually have a whole shelf over here, which is the recently published stuff, which has a lot of new releases. In fact, some of us come down and just read them real fast because they're the newest stuff.
Well, there was another story about books.
Which is a great thing because books are a beautiful form of art. Next up, another story done by one of our AVP2 students, well, a group of them, and this is going to be about the FFA tournament.
Hi, my name is Preston Knight. I'm here at Trona County High School where NCHS's FFA team has won not 1, not 2, but 3 FFA state titles.
When one school wins all 3 state FFA awards, it is referred to as the Triple Crown. The Trona County High School is the first chapter in Wyoming State FFA history to win the Triple Crown. We asked a couple of FFA members about their success and their contributions to securing the first ever Triple Crown.
I'm the chapter president. I was the prepared public speaker and extemporaneous public speaker, as well as a member of the farm business management and agriculture mechanics teams.
And how did you contribute to your team winning the Triple Crown this year?
Well, I wrote the application for #1 chapter. My 2 prepared speeches led us to the leadership sweepstakes, and then my 2 team memberships were a part of the CDE sweepstakes. So.
We're pretty confident because before state we had all of these kind of small competitions, and in those small competitions we usually placed about the top 3 or first, and so going into the competition we were pretty confident in what we could do. The Triple Crown consists of 3 different awards: the #1 chapter, leadership CDE, and the CDE sweepstake.
That's it for the Casper FFA chapter. Preston Knight signing off.
The NCFFA chapter is named the #1 chapter in Wyoming. Next up, we have more information about the film festival. Let's zoom into that story. once a year, so you don't want to miss it. The doors open at 6:30, April 28th at the Rialto.
Well, that's all for today's episode. Thank you for watching NCTV.
Straight from the Mustangs?
Or Phillies.
Mouth.
Because there is no other place to be. Goodbye, third quarter. Hello, NCTV. The bell rings and the students fill the hall. It's time for spring break. We all hear the call.